twice. Thank you for coming.
Hello.
I really appreciate you coming here today. This is surreal watching your videos for about a year, and now I'm actually interviewing you.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
So I guess we'll just jump right into it. One of the first questions I want to ask you, and I know you already answered this in your VR journey, but when was the moment you were like, I need a VR headset?
Yeah, so I guess my first introduction to VR was VR chat. It was just I was in high school when I first discovered the game. I was just on Steam looking for random games in the free section. You know, I was a high school student. I didn't have any money, so I was just looking for free to play games, right? So I found VR chat, and I was like, this looks pretty cool. So I downloaded it, and completely by myself, I'm just hopping between a bunch of worlds, meeting a bunch of different people, and eventually I met my first friend, which eventually led to my first friend group. And then from there on out, we would be hanging out with each other almost every day, exploring different worlds, chilling together. And then slowly, I started to be like, VR looks pretty cool, because some of the people in my friend group had VR. Some of the stuff you can do, be a lot more expressive, grab items and things like that. It seemed really cool to me. So slowly my desire for VR grew. And then eventually my birthday came around, and on my birthday I got about $400-$500. And so with that money, I'm not very good at like money management and stuff like that, so I just spent it instantly. I went to my local mall, to the Microsoft store, and I bought an Oculus Rift. I brought that home, hopped in VR for the first time, and it was absolutely amazing. Being in the worlds that I'm usually on in desktop mode, and seeing them in VR for the first time was such a surreal experience. It was really awesome, and I'm really glad that I bought that VR headset, because now it's sort of just spiraled into this whole thing with me learning more about VR and stuff like that. And then I just absolutely love it. VR is really my passion.
You started your YouTube channel at a really young age. When were you like, I want to make VR content for my YouTube channel?
So yeah, my first video was my first video was made when I was around 9 or 10 years old. It was a tutorial on how to download music to your iPod, right? Because iPods were still around, right, and stuff like that. I had an iPod, and I just wanted to teach people how to add music to your iPod. What I realize now is that I actually taught people how to pirate music and then add it to your iPhone, so you don't have to pay any money for it. I didn't know that. I was 10 years old, so I didn't know it was illegal, but it is what it is. It's still up on my channel. If you want to check it out, how to download music on your iPod. But nowadays we just have things like Apple Music and Spotify, so it's really outdated.
Right.
But from there, I just started making more and more videos, because one of my inspirations for being a YouTuber is PewDiePie. Because I discovered him at a very young age. He was at the time, a sort of a small channel, and then he started growing more and more as he played more games, a lot more horror games and stuff like that. And I really loved his content. And that's what sort of pushed me to be like, he seems really cool. I really want to do what he does, play games, make YouTube videos about it and stuff like that. So I started making let's play videos, Minecraft, Happy Wheels, Terraria, all types of different games that everyone else was playing at the time and stuff like that. But it wasn't until years later that I started making VR videos. Because, of course, I was playing VR at the time, and so I thought, let's make videos about VR, things like that. And then from doing that, my channel started to grow more and more, and that's when I decided, this seems really successful for me. And I really, since I really love VR and people seem to really want to watch it, I'm gonna make videos about it.
Nice. So from your early YouTube years, do you have any moments that stand out to you?
I would say my one video where I did a cover on this song called Bakemitai. So in senior year of high school, my Japanese teacher assigned us a project. It was a video project that we had to make, where we had to do a 1-minute cover of any song as long as it was Japanese. So I thought this was a perfect opportunity to sing one of my favorite songs at the time, that's in Japanese, called Bakamitai. It's from this video game called Yakuza. I absolutely love it. Great song, great game. And this was just a great opportunity for me to make a video on it. So I recorded my cover, I submitted it. We did like a class reaction where one day in class we just watched everyone's karaoke video. It was really hilarious. Um, and then that was that. The video's uploaded. I just continued on with my life. But a couple weeks to a month later, that song became a meme around internet culture. You just saw it everywhere for a period of time. Everybody was listening, watching it and stuff like that. And it was perfect timing for me because I already had uploaded my cover a couple of weeks prior. So my video started popping up on people's recommended page on the YouTube homepage, and whenever people would search it up in the search bar. So that was my very first video to sort of go viral, to hit thousands and thousands of views. To I think it has over 100,000 views now. It was my
Oh
first video
wow.
that I just saw just a huge amount of views, because my previous videos beforehand would see maybe around 50 views, 20 views, nothing crazy. It's just like something someone randomly sees when they're something. My videos were something that people just woke up to and have no idea what they're seeing.
So you're singing in Japanese. So like, do you speak Japanese? Are you like fluent in it?
So yeah, I took 2 years of Japanese in high school, and I wouldn't say I'm fluent. I say 2 years, but 2 school years. So I wasn't like learning 8 hours a day. It was just like
Yeah.
1 hour a day, 5 days a week. So I took 2 school years of Japanese, and I could sort of speak it on a basic conversational level. But anything more sophisticated, I'm not super fluent.
Yeah. uh, so I remember watching in your VR journey video how you're saying you had this opportunity in class to visit Japan, but ultimately it got canceled. I was wondering, did you ever get the chance to visit Japan after that at all?
No, I haven't. So it was the year of COVID when we were supposed to go on that Japan trip. So obviously COVID completely shut that down. And it was also a $3,000 trip. So, and I had saved up all that money from working to go on that trip, but of course it got canceled. So I spent that money on new computer parts and and VR stuff instead, right?
Yeah.
But since then, that was almost 4 years ago, and I haven't really had the opportunity to go to Japan because number one, it's expensive, right?
Right.
And number two, I really just don't know how to get started. Like I would need to like get a hotel. Where would I go? Probably Tokyo, honestly. And like all this type of other stuff. But I didn't foresee myself joining the military. So I have a lot more opportunities to travel and stuff like that. In a couple months, I'm going to be moving to Korea. So from there, I could go anywhere. I'm going to go to Korea. I could go to Japan or anywhere around the world if I really feel like it.
Oh, that
So
sounds
maybe,
awesome.
maybe, maybe I will go to Japan. Yeah.
Going to Japan is definitely on my bucket list as well. I remember when I was a senior in high school, I had this foreign exchange student stay at our house from Japan, and it was one of the best experiences ever. We watched anime together, and it was really fun.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's what my school does as well. We have sort of a Japanese student exchange trip between both ways. So I was supposed to be on that exchange trip to Japan, but the school that we go to, they also send their students to our school.
Hmm.
So we had like 4 or 5 Japanese students come over to our school and see what American schooling is like. It was kind of crazy. I'm glad they didn't see anything bad because it was my school was very nuts. so so yeah.
Yeah. So, what would you say is the biggest struggle for running a YouTube channel?
So for me, it would be maintaining a consistent uploading schedule, because since YouTube is not really my full-time job as of right now, I can't really put all my focus into it because
Hmm.
military things really take up a lot of my time. Also, the possibility of deploying would have me postpone like video making for like 6 months to a year. Um, so that's one of my biggest struggles. For most people who aren't in the military, it would probably be trying to differentiate yourself from other people's content, trying to find a way to make your content unique, trying to make something that you love while also trying to play with the YouTube algorithm, so that your videos get seen by people, trying to get lucky. Like, cause a big thing with YouTube is also being sort of lucky with the YouTube algorithm so that people discover your channel and things like that. So I would say for most people, that would probably be one of the bigger struggles, is trying to get traction.
Yeah, I would say I'm going through that right now. But I mean, I would say my first month I did pretty well. I got at least 100 on my first month. So I mean, but that was because I was promoting like social media.
Hey.
I did a Discord, I did Twitter. Like I was following Fia's steps, watching her tutorials, and becoming a VTuber. So on to my next question: do you edit all your videos by yourself, or do you have a team to support you?
So as of right now, every single one of my videos are uploaded and edited by me. Main reason being is that I just never had the thought of like having somebody else edit my videos, because I have my certain style of videos that I like to make. My sort of like, you watch my videos, you know it's edited by me. So I can't ever think about trying to teach someone my style, or trying to find someone that can sort of replicate it. And also, with editing videos by yourself, you don't have to deal with having to pay someone else, or sending somebody else a bunch of footage, telling them what exactly you want and things like that. So that is a benefit of making videos on your own, is that you don't have to deal with all that. Some cons is obviously you have to do it, right? You have to do the work, and that it can be very time consuming doing video editing and things like that. And I'm in the military, so I'm trying to jump between YouTube and military life a lot. So it can be a struggle, but I find the challenge to be pretty fun.
Well, I feel like with a big channel like yours, it's fine to release like once a month or once every 2 months, because you get, all those views. But yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to make the gap too big. You know?
I know what you mean. What is your longest amount of time spent in VR chat at once?
I would probably say it was definitely around the realm of maybe 12 to 13 hours.
12 to 13 hours?
Yeah, that's probably one of my longer sessions.
Well, what was the occasion?
So, it wasn't really any occasion, really. So, I was just in Vegas. I was living in Vegas with my uncle at the time, and I didn't have a job, so I had all the free time in the world, right? So I just happened to wake up and took a shower, all that, ate breakfast, and then just hopped on VR chat straight afterwards. All my friends were on, we were just chilling and stuff like that, and time just flew by so quickly, as it does when you're having fun, right? So I was just hanging out with them. Next thing I know, I don't see the sun outside. I'm like, oh shoot, I guess it is dark outside. And then I just kept on playing, right? So that was a super, super long session. I was sort of addicted to VR chat at the time. I was just obsessed with it. So like meeting all these new people, having these new friends, hopping around worlds, exploring the different creations that people have made. It was just really fun.
And would you say like this was like in your still beginning stages of VR chat?
I don't think I even, let's see. I would say I was sort of like a veteran, not a veteran, but like I was an avid VR chat player. I had my Valve Index at the time, right? So yeah, it was, my Valve Index was sort of brand new at the time, so I wanted to use it, of course, right? So a lot of my time was spent in it.
How did it feel coming out of VR after that? Like, did you feel like, I don't know, any kind of, not dizziness, but
yeah, so I felt extremely tired. That's how I felt, right? So I took it off and I felt a little gross, because you have this thing pressed up against your face collecting your skin oils, and my session was like 12 hours, right? So all my skin oils were like on my face and I felt like super disgusting and tired. So what I did right after I took out the VR headset was just go to sleep. I was just so tired. I was just knocked out, like straight onto my bed.
just knocks the fuck out.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite videos that you've made is the history of VR chat. How long did it take you to make that video?
Yeah, oh man, that video. That video took, I think, about 2 months of just straight editing. I would go home from work and then edit for 3 to 4 hours a day and then go to bed because I had to go to work the next day, right? And then on the weekends, I would just work on that video all day. right? So that video contains a lot of information about VRChat's history, right? So I had to
Yeah.
do a lot of digging on the internet, and I had to like search so hard to find some of the very older things about VRChat. I'm not sure if I'm 100% remember, but VRChat first appeared around 2014, and there's a lot of old footage of what VRChat used to look like during that time period on YouTube that you could search up if you just search up VRChat old footage or 2014 stuff like that. It's some crazy stuff. Seeing how VRChat has evolved from that day being called VR Forms is what this game used to be called, and then seeing how it is now in 2023 being VRChat and seeing how much it's grown, right? So uh, doing all that research was very time consuming, and then along with that writing my script and all that, like my script for that video was like 13 to 14 pages long, of just
Oh.
me going through a bunch of patch notes, and learning a bunch about VRChat's history and the subcultures and communities and created stuff like that. It was just a bunch of stuff. So yeah, that was definitely one of my longer projects. So again, it took 2 months of just sitting down all day and editing.
So being in VR chat, you have like all these sorts of different experiences. What has been your most toxic experience in VR chat?
Mm. So I try to avoid drama and conflict as much as I can in VR chat because I just want to have good vibes
Hmm.
when I play this game. But one of my worst experiences on this game is when I went to a public lobby. Figures, right? So I'm at a midnight rooftop, vibing with a bunch of random folks that I don't know. We're dancing to music and stuff like that, right? And I'm wearing my avatar. I'm wearing this avatar, right? And so you have a lot of trolls in VR chat, toxic people who don't really play the game, but just play it to annoy people or be toxic to people and stuff like that, right? So you'll see that a lot in some of the more popular worlds in this game, like the Black Cat, for example,
Right.
right? That's one of the worst places you can go to in this game, the Black Cat, right? So I had this dude come up to me in this random group I was hanging out with, and they're just being super toxic to us because I'm wearing this avatar. I'm a dude in real life, obviously, and he doesn't like that fact that I'm a dude, but I'm wearing this avatar, right?
Oh.
So I go on this little argument with this guy, right? Trying to understand like, yo, why is he getting mad just because I'm wearing this, right? He's getting like super heated and stuff like that. So I said my fair share of things back. We were arguing. I was saying some stuff to him, saying some toxic stuff to him. He was saying some toxic stuff to me. So that was an interesting exchange, right? I don't often do that in VR chat. I'm trying to just sort of steer away from that, you know?
Yeah, sometimes it's inevitable in VR chat, especially if
I would I would probably say the best thing you do in those situations is hit the block button. I've learned to do that a lot better. I just block people who are trying to cause trouble or just being really annoying, and it's just been fantastic experience so far. Now that I've started doing that.
right, the block button is amazing thing how people can just moderate,
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
Yeah, but there are some people who are like against the block button for like a pride reason. Like I would see like this person like there'd be people like making fun of them or like people annoying them, being obnoxious to them, and I'd be like, "Yo, why don't you just block them?" And they're like, "Because if I block them, that gives them power." I'm like, "What?" Like
But it's just
how does that make
it
sense?
has nothing to do. Using the block button has nothing to do about pride. It's just all about to do just like if you
Yeah.
find someone annoying and you don't want to deal with their shenanigans and stuff like that, you could just block them.
Yeah. I just didn't understand, that person's reason on not blocking them.
Hmm.
So, what would you say is your favorite thing about VR chat?
My favorite thing about VR chat is definitely socializing, as it is a social platform, right? One of my favorite things to do is to chat with people, right? Meeting new types of folks that I would have never met if I hadn't played VR chat, right? I would have never met you if I played VR chat. Most likely, I've never would have met so many of my closest friends if I didn't play this game. So that's one of my favorite things to do in VR chat is just meet new people and then hang out with my friends and explore all these cool worlds that people have created.
I would definitely say the same thing. Obviously, socializing aspect. It's just amazing how you can meet people all around the world, different
Mhm.
perspectives and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Like I have friends in Australia, Malaysia, Japan is crazy. I would have never met them because I just live in the US.
So, if so, how has VR changed your life?
It has definitely changed my life for the better. So I'm in the military, right? So I jump around the world a lot. In the past year, I've jumped around from being in Las Vegas to Texas to a different part in Texas, and now I'm in Georgia, and soon I'm gonna be moving to Korea. And then after that, I could be going anywhere. Italy, Germany, back stateside somewhere in the United States. I can go absolutely anywhere. So with that, it becomes hard to maintain friends because you all go your separate ways. I'm not going to be going to all these different bases with the same people that I met there, right? So it can be hard to maintain friendships while you're in the military because you're moving around so much. So I sort of resort to online friendships, meaning people in this game, on Discord and stuff like that, so that I can socialize. Otherwise, I would just be lonely as heck, right? So I would say VR chat has made it so much easier for me to just live my life or just be happy with socializing with people and stuff like that, and to maintain my mental health, because yeah, I have my girlfriend and stuff like that, but we all need our friends and stuff like that. We all need to socialize, have a group of friends to rely on.
Does your girlfriend play on VR chat?
Yep, she plays it super often. That's it's actually where I met her, and now she's here, right? She's sleeping right now, but I actually met her here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never heard like
Yeah.
a girlfriend.
Yeah, I've never mentioned it actually.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, keep it on the down low. But it's okay. I'm not trying to. I wasn't trying to hide it. I just never mentioned it.
Right.
She might appear in more videos and stuff like that, but she's a little camera shy and stuff like that.
Of course, I get it. So, I saw that you've actually met Thea in IRL. How was that experience?
So, it was really weird. It was not weird as in like, oh yeah, she's weird. Not like that, but it was just such an awesome experience. It was super surreal going from meeting someone. It was the first time I met someone in VR chat and then seeing them IRL. It was such a weird, and also, they have YouTube videos, or it was also Fia and Thrill, right? They have their YouTube videos up, and I've only ever watched their YouTube videos and talked to them a little bit on VR chat, right?
Yeah.
So speaking to them IRL was like, oh my God, you're the guy from the YouTube. It's like I pulled him straight out of the YouTube video, and now he's here, and now I'm just speaking with him, right?
Yeah.
So I was nervous. I was pretty nervous speaking to them, right? Like, oh my God, I'm actually talking. It was but they made me feel really comfortable with speaking with them and stuff like that. We ate some tacos, so that was delicious, right? So yeah, it was really awesome. And then now we're just really good friends. We speak here and there, stuff like that. Talk about YouTube, VR chat, life, culture, things like that. And yeah, it was just. I'm super, super glad I got to meet them again through VR chat.
Yeah, it's super amazing how VR chat allows you to meet, those YouTubers. I remember meeting
Mm-hmm.
Thea for the first time. Her first words to me was, "I'm a blood-sucking demon and I eat babies." And she walked away.
Whoa! What the? Whoa!
For some context, it was at her after party at the events that she hosts, and I was extremely nervous to go up and talk to her. I was with one of my friends, and I was like, "I'm too nervous to talk to her." And then he was like, "Don't be nervous. She's just like one of us." And then she heard that, and she came up to us, and she was like, "No, I'm not. Actually, I'm a blood-sucking demon and eat babies." And I have that recorded too. So I might put
Yeah.
that in a video at some point.
Yeah, it's funny because it is true. All YouTubers, no matter whether you have 10 subs, 1,000 subs, or even a million, we're all the same people, So it's completely fine to treat everyone as equals and stuff like that. Don't be super nervous to come approach any YouTubers you might have seen online and anything like that.
You're really nice about it, because I was like scared to come up to you because you were having a conversation with someone else, and I was with my friends too, and they really wanted to talk to you, and they were like really scared to go up to you, and I was like, "It's okay. He says it's okay. He says it's okay." And they're like, "I don't want to be."
Yeah, absolutely nothing. I find absolutely nothing wrong with it now. Obviously, there are a small amount of people who do get that into their heads that they're, oh, I'm a big YouTuber. I can't be talking with these small guys, you know, like what am I doing, man? I can only talk to Mr. Beast or something like that, you know. There are a couple of creators who are like that, but they're kind of few and far in between, so you really don't have to worry about that. And plus, if you get some smack from them because you're just some random person, smaller person trying to talk to this big YouTuber, don't even worry about it. You know, it's just a weird way to act when you have such a huge following, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I think that's all the questions I have right now. I can't think of anything else. So again, thank you for coming on. This was really awesome, great conversation. Yeah, do you have anything to say to the camera?
Subscribe to your boy Josh if you want more content like this.
Oh, and yeah, if you see TwiceVR in VR chat, don't be afraid to go up to him.
Don't be afraid to come up and say hi to me.
Genuine person.
Yeah, maybe we'll go have a coffee or two, hang out a little bit.
A coffee.
Yeah, I might slap you, punch you, kick you, stuff like that. But you know, that's just me. If you have phantom sense, don't talk to me.
Damn. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what other VTubers y'all would like me to interview, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bye.